The other one was a Cabernet. This is more of a Merlot.
You know, lying's not good. Lying to an ordained minister is flat out bad. You know that, right?
Sir, I assure you this is a different automobile. Here, try it out.
How'd your audition go?
Oh, pretty good. I'm up for the role of Biff, so thanks for asking. You guys going somewhere?
How's it look for you with the department chair position?
Yeah, I'm up for review mid-semester. Indian Paul assures me it's a slam dunk.
Oh, congratulations, Jeffrey. Anything else on your plate?
Not really.
Feel like sharing?
I've got this student in my introductory class this semester who's he's taken the challenge to prove the existence of God.
In your classroom?
Yes.
Silly boy. Freshman?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't seem quite fair to me.
Well, how's that?
He's inexperienced in front of a room, and you're expecting him to compete with you in your own field of expertise.
Come on, Mina. I mean, this is fun for me. I can't help it if the boy wants to make a fool out of himself and commit academic suicide. Look, I tried to stop him. I gave him out, but no. He wants to prove that God isn't dead.
Look, I know I am in the minority here, but I actually believe in God.
Yes. Well, she's a work in progress. so, darling, I think it's best we just change the subject.
But I'm just saying that...
Mina, I've asked politely. Okay?
Okay. Oh, the coq au vin is almost done.
Excellent. To the dining room.
Yes, yeah.
我啲入學測驗包括數學同埋物理學都已經得咗啦，可以調級啦。唉，不過有堂必修課基本哲學，佢哋裡面講到好多關於神嘅嘢咯。
上帝？為什麼說上帝？
佢哋喺度拗緊究竟有冇神咯。
你們老師說什麼？
係啊，佢好肯定係冇神嘅。
那就簡單啦，上帝不存在。好了，就這樣吧啊，我現在還忙着呢。
哦，好咯。
Nothing like a nice Merlot to take the edge off. Cheers, everyone. Mina, this wine is awful.
It's been cooked.
It tastes like it was sunning in a moldy basement.
Talk about your grapes of wrath.
I bought it before I went shopping the other day. I locked it in the trunk. And when I got home, I forgot about it.
Well, I think this dinner serves as a valuable lesson. As Socrates put it over 2,000 years ago, noti seaton.
Looks like it's Greek to her.
Oh, it's a know thyself, darling, know thyself, which I suggest means knowing your own limitations.
Now, if you'll all excuse me, it's time for the help to depart.
Sweetheart.
No pacemaker? No other piercings, right?
No.
I know it sounds crazy, but I have to ask. If there's any ferrous metal anywhere inside your body, the magnetic field will pull it out of you forcibly.
last class, I was asked a question that I couldn't answer. As Professor Radisson pointed out, Stephen Hawking is an atheist. He also wrote a book called The Grand Design, in which he says the following. Because there is a law such as gravity, the universe can and will create itself from nothing. And to be honest, I tend not to refute that. I mean, after all, Hawking is clearly a genius. But Professor John Lennox, who teaches mathematics and philosophy, has demonstrated that there are not one, even two, but three errors of logic contained in that one simple sentence, and it all boils down to circular reasoning. Hawking is basically saying that the universe exists because the universe needed to exist, and because the universe needed to exist, it therefore created itself. It's like this. If I say to you that I can prove that Spam is the best tasting food that's ever existed because in all of history, no food has ever tasted better, you'd probably look at me strange and say, I haven't proven anything, and you'd be right. All I've done is restate my original claim. But when Hawking claims that the universe created itself because it needed to create itself, and then offers that as an explanation as to how and why it was created, we don't immediately recognize that he's doing the same thing. But he is. Prompting Lennox to further comment, nonsense remains nonsense even when spoken by famous scientists, even though the general public assumes they're statements of science.
This is the height of hubris. Are you telling me that you, a freshman, are saying that Stephen Hawking is wrong?
No. What I'm saying is that John Lennox, a professor of mathematics and philosophy, has found Professor Hawking's reasoning to be faulty, and I agree with his logic. But if you can't bear to disagree with Hawking's thinking, then I suggest that you turn to page 5 of his book, where he insists philosophy is dead. And if you're so sure of Professor Hawking's infallibility, and philosophy really is dead, then, well, there's really no need for this class.
It's like I'm a convenience to him. Except for when my faith comes up. Then he becomes verbally abusive.
I'm guessing he's bright,
Brilliant.
handsome,
Yes.
and his attention makes you feel special. Gives you a sense of completeness.
Have you been reading my diary?
Psychologists call it the Cinderella complex. It's not my name for it, so don't get upset with me. Guys are capable of the same thing, it's just they don't have a name for it. But in essence, you're looking for his approval to give you a sense of self-worth instead of generating it internally.
Don't most people do that?
Yeah, a lot of people do, sure. But using romance to shore up self-image is an unstable foundation. Do you believe God's capable of error, bias, or bad judgment?
No.
So, if he's incapable of mistakes, and he made you in his likeness and image, then it follows that he cares about you, right?
Right.
To the point where God's only son would willingly be crucified again for you. Just you, if that's what was necessary. Well, if he loves you that much, who cares what your boyfriend thinks? To the wrong person, you'll never have any worth. But to the right person, you mean everything.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, for the last 150 years, Darwinists have been saying that God is unnecessary to explain man's existence and that evolution replaces God. But evolution only tells you what happens once you have life. So where did that something that's alive come from? Well, Darwin never really addressed it. He assumed maybe some lightning hit a stagnant pool full of the right kind of chemicals. Bingo, a living something. But it's just not that simple. You see, Darwin claimed that the ancestry of all living things came from that one single simple organism, which reproduced and was slowly modified over time into the complex life forms we view today, which is why, after contemplating his own theory, Darwin uttered his famous statement, Natura non facit saltum, meaning, nature does not jump. Well, as noted, author Lee Strobel pointed out that if you can picture the entire 3.8 billion years that scientists have say life has been around as one 24-hour day, in the space of just about 90 seconds, most major animal groups suddenly appear in the forms in which they currently hold, not slowly and steadily, as Darwin predicted, but in evolutionary terms, almost instantly. So, nature does not jump becomes nature makes a giant leap. Scientists explain this sudden outburst of new biological information. And God said, "Let the water teem with living creatures and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the sky." So God created the great creatures of the sea and every living and moving thing with which the water teems according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Genesis 1:20. In other words, creation happened because God said it should happen. And even what looks to our eyes to be a blind, unguided process could really be divinely controlled from start to finish.
Isn't there anyone you'd like to have here with you for this?
No, there's nobody.
Lies, lies, and more lies.
It's easy to dismiss what you don't understand, or what you don't want to understand.
There it is. The default setting of the Bible thumper. If only you would open the scripture and read, then you would understand. So says the brave young freshman. For thou art wise, and with thou all wisdom shall die. Job 12, verse 2. What else does Job tell us? For man who was born of woman is few of days and full of trouble. He comes forth like a shadow and does not continue. So man lies down and does not rise till the heavens are no more. Well, at least he got that part right.
What happened to you?
When a 12-year-old watches his mother dying of cancer, it's only natural to beg God for her life. And he'll promise anything to his make-believe grandfather in the sky, including to love and worship him forever, if only he will spare her.
Sometimes the answer is no.
Tell that to me the day you lose someone you love. She died believing a lie. She died believing that someone out there loved her even while he was strangling her to death. A God who would allow that is not worth believing in. That is why, Wheaton, you will find the most committed atheists were once Christians. But we took the blinders off. We saw the world for what it truly is. You see, Shakespeare had it right. Life is really a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury and signifying nothing. Aisha!
He's the one God who has not begotten. Say, I command you to say it.
No, Mama, Jesus is my Lord and Savior, and He died to save me from my sins.
No!
Carry on, carry on. What I know is you, my God, are real. No matter how I feel, you've never let me go. You are just a breath away, and through it all I've got to hold to what I know. Gonna hold to what I know. What I know. What I know.
喂，阿爸，你記唔記得咧？有個老太婆啊，喺屋企成日有嗰啲基督徒喺度秘密聚會嗰個啊？
你問這幹嘛？
因為喺我班裡面咧，佢哋拗緊好多關於神嘅嘢，而我覺得佢哋真係好有道理咯。
你瞎說什麼？你不知道誰會在偷聽？你這樣做會影響你弟弟出國留學的機會，你知道嗎？
但係我覺得呢樣嘢對我嚟講係好重要㗎。
好了好了，行了，別說了。
Sorry for the delay in posting my interview. It's been a rough week. When I finally caught up to new post. I have cancer. Amy is going to die.
Straight out of the textbook. Have you read? There's no original thought. There's nothing. Every point of argument. I mean, you can see where he was going with it.
I need to talk to you.
You know how I feel about that. You know, on campus, I'm Professor Radisson, okay? So then he claims that Dawkins is the one who's in error. I know, as if Dawkins' thought was to make sure that...
Jeffrey, I'm leaving you.
Excuse me. What are you saying?
I'm leaving you.
You can't do that. I won't accept it.
I'm sorry.
But I said I don't accept that. I won't allow it.
I know. I heard you. But it's not your choice. Goodbye, Jeffrey.
How long has she been hiding her fate?
About a year. Can't even imagine what she must be feeling.
You asked to be in the trenches, David.
What have I done, Pastor Dave? I've lost everything. What if I made a mistake?
Aisha, you've displayed an amazing amount of courage by standing up for your